Kia ora koutou katoa, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Taurus. And just also, I don't know where I'm going at the moment. So there's a lot of like maybe stop-starty stuff going on with you mentally and emotionally, and just maybe whole lot of things like going on like there, because what I can see is there are just so many things going on. You have this vision and there's like doing this and doing that and what have you, but and on your list of things to do, but also on projecting out the vision of the future and where you want certain things or a project to go in particular, but it's just bringing it all together. So what I'm hearing from Spirit is making sure you're putting those down on paper as well. Don't just keep it in your head, so you can empty it out and like put other stuff in. Oh yeah, well, okay, yeah, put other stuff in there that needs to be in there, or just those things, and then empty that out as well. So it's like, so you're not holding on to too much information in your brain. I mean, we do hold on, and information in our brain or in our mind, basically, just so you can unload it. Okay, so it's when it as well. So when you do put it out there, you have that vision it's there, but it's like writing it out or creating a vision board and then whacking it up on the wall as well. Okay, so just so you can, and you can always go back there and look at it, or in your moments of, when you're just like thinking about things, and that may be one of the things is like putting it in there and writing up or writing it out basically, and any thoughts or feelings that come out of that as well. So it's just like getting it out, not or getting it out of your mind. Okay, so you're not like okay, so you're not clogging your mind up with stuff that doesn't really need to be there, and like adding on another bit of information and another bit of information, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, or some other information which is totally not to do with that but something else. So it's like getting it out, like getting your diary out, even if you have to write it on a bit of paper and stick it on your diary or something, or put it in your phone. Just remember that what you've done is like, just kind of like taking a breath, okay, because there's something about taking a breath and then speaking up, because I want you to take that deep breath in. It's like, but just let it out, because maybe some of you have kind of like got to this anxious space, or a space where you've got to, and something has happened through the words of somebody or the actions of somebody else, and it's like and maybe like some of you may have retreated back into yourself. It's like, whoa, and not allowing yourself to move forward again. So some of you are like, and that's where I feel like some of the stop-starty energy and like confusion energy about what was going on and what's going to stay, or where the hell are you going to be, sort of stuff has come up for you. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel and all my Facebook page if you've come across this on Facebook, Taurus. So as always, I want to say thank you so much for the thumbs up, likes, and shares, comments, and also the donations that were coming through earlier. And I know there will be some that will coming in, so I'm just saying thank you for in the future as well. So I just want to also remind everybody that these messages are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, that's wonderful. If they don't chuck it out. Don't be too hasty, is what Spirit is saying, to throw it right out, or straight away. Just keep it in the back of your mind, or just write it down. Just keep it there. Hold on to that message, and don't dwell on it, because like we're just talking about these other things in the beginning there. With certain things is to, not to hold it, dwell on especially if you're being overloaded, okay, with information. So anyway, that's where they're going. So don't totally discard it, because it may be more of a forecast for you. So and in the way these reads are timeless, so it could be something that's from the past this is like resonating with you, and it may be explaining something for you and giving you a little bit more clarity, or it could be like right in the now, and it's like, okay, I get that now. So with the energy that's coming about, so they're just talking about taking it easy at the moment as well. and going with the flow, okay? Because sometimes things are coming up, or things are going to be coming up that it's going to be out of your control in a way, but the best way, like they're talking about it, to manage it or to move through it, transition as you're going through or transitioning, is remember some of the skills that you've had before, that you've accumulated, and put them into place, like utilize them, okay? It will help you to move through this, like because they're talking about mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, mind, body, spirit, and soul. Soulfully, you'll move through it. Because it's just bringing through that energy of compassion, okay, as well. So today, let me see where they're going. So the other thing is, like, if you don't know what your other signs are, because I'm just about to say, check out what your other signs are. So because this is for Taurus, so Taurus maybe in your chart, maybe your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign for you. So do check out the other signs just to get a more comprehensive overview of the messages that are coming through here. It may just help give you that. But if you don't know what they are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator in there and will work it out for you, okay? So then you can have a gaze at that and see. It's very interesting to see what comes up and with the other astrological signs and planets that we are linked to, okay? Anyway, energetically. So I'm going to be using the Starman Tarot today, and also bringing in the Crystal Spirits. And if today I've drawn a card from the Crystal Spirits, and for others it's like because I've got a lot of crystals, it's what I'll be drawn to. So for yous, I have, and the angels are going to come through with a message after. So for you, what came out is Lemerian Quartz. So Lemerian Quartz is earth crystals, they're calling it. So removes emotional and karmic hurts from the heart. So it also instills unconditional and compassionate love. It has links to the lost civilization of Lemuria and the element of water, enhances dream awareness and emotional healing. So there is something else that I wanted to share with you, and I'm just going to see if I can find some more information that's okay, it helps you to access the world memory and communication with whales and dolphins. This stone brings comfort and nurturing. It is a stone of peace and ease of communication with yourself and the creatures of the sea. It will help you to learn to sing your own song like the whales and the dolphins. So I think that's it's a very beautiful crystal to have. And it just reminds me of in my early days of when I started to, when Spirit started to contact me, and many years ago, was the whales. It was the whales and the dolphins, and I could hear in whale song in my waking hours and my dreaming time, and my sleeping time as well. They would just put me to sleep, and so it's just like bringing that memory. And every now and then I will hear them, and when I go to the beach, they will be there, that energy. So, and let me know of, or warn me that, and let me know that if there's something that I need to be aware of. So often I will go to the beach, and you may be feeling this too, some of you, which is why I'm, talking about that, which is interesting. And and when you feel that, get that intuitive feeling that something's not right, and to maybe not go in the water, just listen to it. And so for me, the whales and the dolphins will let me know that, and the other sea creatures as well. But usually those energies I'll hear them, or I'll sense them, and I'll just get this feeling, okay, I just need to maybe be mindful around the water, and it's maybe not a good time to swim, even if it's not just at the sea, but mostly at the sea, in the sea, but also, you know, with the river. There are energies, you know, like that sort of thing, and all creeks and around water, but generally around the sea. So just be mindful, you know. It's interesting that these have come up and talked about it. Okay, cool. So Lemerian Quartz, number 3, 31 in the deck. So number 3 is about balance. Number 1 is about being one with all, or being one with self. So there's a sense of new beginning or a rebirth, particularly with being oneself. So it's like there's a sense, and there's more balance in there for a lot of you, so I'm feeling and sensing. So, or you're needing to find that and create that balance, or get back into tune with that yourself again in some way, or, you know, in that way. But it's like, yeah, so those, you know, I hope you hear them. If you don't like to, okay. Listening to on YouTube, Google something on YouTube to connect as well. So anyway, that's the Lemerian. So the angels wanted to pop in today. So I'm going to start with Archangel Rafael today. So they've got a wee message for everybody. So, oh gosh, okay, threw that one over the top. Do not let your emotions get in your way. So there may be something that's popping up or has popped up. Why they're bringing it, when it's like you may be like making decisions, or needing to make a decision, or expressing yourself in reply or something like that. So or somebody may upset you, but this is also, you know, not letting this is whatever it is that's going, is not to let your emotions get in the way. So compose yourself, by saying, and like looking for the truth of why, you know, why you're emotional. And it's like being in that love-based energy before you respond in any way, shape or form. Okay, so so you respond in a way that's true to you, that's true to your heart, that's true to your spirit, that's true to your soul. Okay, so anyway, where is this? Where is going on there? So there's this is one Archangel Michael. So he's actually taking a little bit longer than normal. Okay, this is here another one. Interesting. 2 + 2 = 4, not 5. Okay, so stop overthinking it. Whatever is going on with you. So he's around you when he's like comes to, and obviously Archangel Rafael is around you to help support you in some way or form. And then our next one for Archangel Michael is surround yourself in blue and or white light. Okay, so generally, I know when he's around is because I will be attracted to a lot of blue colors and things like that. So, but you know, blue is my color. I love the color blue, and you know, obviously not all blues are going to suit me, as with you or whatever it is, with everybody, with colors. It's but yeah, blue is like different shades or hues of blue. So you may be more drawn to wear that. So if you do, it would be a lovely color to wear, and or white. So now we have the collective of angels that wanting to share a message. Okay, I wanted to keep that one. Father. So some of you, there may be something to do with a father energy around you, whether it's the father of your children, or the father, your father, your biological father, or your adopted father, but a father figure of some, you know, of some form. So could be grandfather for some of you, but there's something about that father energy that's there, either to, you know, that wants to say hello, that wants to say I'm proud of you, that wants to say all these things to you that they can't say to you. So I feel I'm connecting with, you know, somebody who, or those of you who have fathers in some way or form, and your father in a spirit. But I'm also hearing like some of you maybe needing to, whether your father is in spirit or whether your father is living, is still on this earth plane living. There may be a call for you to make contact with them, and yeah, make contact with them, or they are trying to make contact with you to let you know something. So open the door, open the windows with that. Okay, I don't know why I shuffled that. I wasn't going to, but talking about looking forward, they're also talking about your wardrobe, and also a decision or decisions. So they've got decisions. So for some of you it may be decisions, but there's definitely a decision in some way or form that to maybe like look at. So I'm going to start with the Starman Tarot deck, this deck here, that today, and maybe my other deck with I've lost. I haven't lost it, but I've put it aside. So a deck that I used to use as well. So, but I do have another 2 decks that I've bought that I haven't used yet. Oh, okay, that one wants to come out. So Queen of Pentacles, okay, so Earth sign, I do feel like this is you, Taurus, okay, the Queen of Pentacles, you are the Queen, just saying. So whether you're a male or a female energy, I feel like this card is also connected to you if you're a male as well. But I do, there's a Queen energy, because there may be a Queen energy who is an Earth sign that is around you, that has got something to do with the finances, or there's something to do with security, because I'm feeling like this is, in grounding. So this is about you staying grounded in your energy. So some of you may be a little bit airy-fairy, so ground yourself, but just with this energy that's around. So, and it may be because you're overworking, you've got a lot going on in your mind, which is, like in the beginning, there was this like, oh God, I don't know where to start, or what's going on, or blah, blah, blah. So, and it probably is what I'm drawn to for a lot of you, not all of you, of course. There's a lot of stuff that you've got in your mind, so it's now transfer a good portion of it, or all of it, as much as you can, onto paper or on a vision board or something like that, so you can okay, so it's like talking about filing it, okay. So you can see the shit through the clay, basically, or you can see the good stuff through all the shit that's going on. And it may be and there may be actually no shit that's going, but it has turned it into like this muddy shit that you can't see, or this muddy vision that you've got, because in your mind it's like a scramble. That's what they're saying. Just to give a few words of how they're wanting to describe it for you. There's a scramble going on in there of information, and so like they show me all the wires of and all the information is moving around, so scrambling, okay, just to unscramble that, okay. So I do feel like this is you, especially if you are a female energy, and stepping into your power and being in your power, but also because they're talking about, they're very not being grounded. So because they're talking about the ego and the self-image, okay, and remembering, to find that balance with ego, because ego is a good thing to have, but it can also be a not so good thing to have. Like with everything, it's about finding that balance, okay. So with the Lemerian card here, we talked about the 31, so there's a little bit more balance in the way that you're thinking and being. So it's like if you've been a little bit egotistical, or you've got your finger stuck up your butt, it's like some of you may have been accused of that lately, or you may be maybe you may be finding people are not are distancing themselves a bit away from you, or you finding yourself distancing away from people. Just take a look in the mirror and have a look what is going on, okay, if this is for you. For others of you, of course, you're not going to need to do that, because you're not those ones, not in that space. So, and sometimes we do go into those spaces, but it's like checking in with ourselves, and hopefully before somebody gives you a kick up the ass, like that could be in spirit or in the physical as well. So it's about finding that balance and being humble in a healthy way, but not, and not as in, it's one thing to be humble, but it's about finding balance in there too. So it's not about giving your energy away. It's about, sharing your energy, or, like your time and space and that sort of thing. So they're not talking about, being, it's about a balance there. So, with that energy, but this is about you being in your space. So this is the lead card for today. So this is about you being on your path, on your way, and to making, to being, creating that financial wealth or that career, and working towards what it is that you're wanting to have financially, that stability, because that's what the the King of Pentacles, because she works hard. She works not only hard, but she works cleverly as well. So there may be something about, because I'm just being hearing like cleverly, like as in not as in energy wise as well, and consciously, you know, in the sense that, but I'm just hearing ego as well, as making sure that you're not going too much into the egotistical space. So being mindful of that as well, okay? Now, so the egotistical I'm hearing is like fingers stuck up the bum sort of thing, is like, and some people may be saying like, I think you need to take that out, you know, and like, so you may be having this attitude of greater than thou for some of you, in whatever form or way that is for you. I don't know, but maybe it's about taking a look in the mirror as well. So, but I do feel for a lot of you, you're on your way to, you know, with your with those things. But generally, the Queen of Pentacles is, you know, very she's a hard worker and she loves what she's doing, and in the sense of creating it. So with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, I love and nurture this great land of ours. So this is a, you know, being, because I can hear like, and it's interesting because the environment come up and economic and all that sort of stuff thing came in. So it's about, but she's very grounding. So this is saying about grounding yourself, okay, as well. So then we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, he's very much in his you know, like cutting through the bullshit, basically, very much knowing her, you know, making decisions, knowing who he is, and, you know, communicating and asserting his power or his energy in a productive way is where I'm hearing. But he's very intellectual and very conscious, and, you know, as well, and present are the words that I'm hearing, in his thoughts and his actions, okay? So there may be something that maybe there is that sense of, you know, coming into that space yourself. So, and he's talking about, I believe in a fair world for all. So that's what his energy is all about in this deck, what it brings to, but and that's what he is. He's like, because it's like has a firm, authoritative, you know, figure stance about him, but he is fair. Okay, so there's maybe a blend of that going on with you, you know, to bring in there something, an attribute, or that that is coming through, or you may be somebody that's around you that brings that out of you, or there may be an air sign that that is around you that has a king sort of a status or way of being, and maybe, you know, hits you up about that, okay, around you. So that king, maybe a male energy, could be a female with that King of Swords, but it's definitely, you know, making sure that you are communicating with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. But be definitely in a love-based way. So there's one more card coming out. I can feel it, but it's just not coming out right now. So, oops, there we go. Another swords one. So the Princess of Swords. Okay, so they're talking about a shift in the movement into, you know, because the Princess of Swords is, the princess in this deck is like the page, and is the page in, you know, all the other types, all the other decks that have the traditional sort of cards in there. Set in there. So this is the Princess of Swords. So the Princess of Swords talks about, I call on you to live your truth. So this is what it's about, living your truth, being in your power, in your being. So there's a shift, because the page, and you know, and the pages are always about, or to me anyway, about a new beginning, or a new way of thinking, or a breakthrough. There's something, a breakthrough in some way, or new information comes through, or so there's a little bit of everything in that with the swords one. And it's like information could have come through a thought, could be connected with this father figure or spirit, or, you know, angels may have brought something through. So they're just talking about trusting that. So the nines for me, you know, talk about, you know, a completion of a cycle. So there's something that's coming to an end. It's like this information has come to you, come together now, and you're at the end of this, or coming to the end of a phase of this, of whatever is going on, which is the 9 for me, a completion of a cycle. Then the 10 or the 1 or the 0, some, you know, there's the in-between is like the 0 is, for me, like the 10 is like that transitional space where you start to bring it more all together to get that deeper understanding, and that and then and applying it as you're moving, you know, bringing it together so you can apply it as you and understand it, feel it, know it, as you're moving through it into the next phase, which is like what the princess in here, or the pages are about. It's like, okay, yeah, I fully got it, da 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 da, and it's like, this is, you know, and I understand it, you know, mind, body, spirit, soul, and bringing it all together basically, and then, you know, moving through with it. So there's these there's something there that's there with this Princess of Swords, and she's away. Okay, it's like there, she's away, she's on this, I'm seeing it like a or she's on the, oh, okay, what I'm seeing here is two things. I'm seeing like a surfboard, or I'm seeing like a you know, like she's teetering on the edge of a building, but it's like she's imbalanced. Something is balanced with her mind and the way that she's thinking and being and doing things. So, and she's conquered it, or she's not so much even just conquered it, but she's figured it out. And as you can see where her sword and how she's like holding her sword, she's ready to go, okay? And knowing quite clearly more so about how she's going to do it as well, okay? So I'm just going to draw a card. These are my new cards, and this is from the Voyager Tarot, which I've kind of like just been drawn, I was drawn to again, and it's interesting because I had seen it a long time ago, but when I say a long time ago, about a year or two ago, and then it's 6 months ago, and it's like, oh, and it wasn't so much so drawn to it then, but then the other day it's like, whoa, actually, I think I need you now. Why won't you? So here we go. So this is my first time using these cards in a reading, outside of myself, so other than myself. So we'll see what Spirit have to do. So what have we got here? Taurus, for your amazing Taurians out there. Okay, that one wants to fall out. So Hermit. So there may be a time and a space for you to go into, or it's, you know, the universe may be creating a time for you to like just tuck yourself away a bit, or you may have been like putting yourself, you know, holding off from, you know, not putting yourself out there as much, but there's that hermit stage is over now, so it's time to come out, I'm hearing, for a lot of you. Not all of you, some of you are still maybe in that process of, you know, understanding, you know, going into going that deeper level of, you know, figuring out who you are and what, you know, what it is, where it is, and who it, blah, 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 is going on with you, and where you're wanting to move through your life. So the Hermit talks about, it's interesting because it's number 9, and I'm just drawn to the letters, like the Roman numerals in the top there is 9. So for me, there's something that's come to, you know, there's something that you're working through about yourself, obviously. What is going on around you is something that's coming, you know, there's a completion of a cycle in some way, okay? And yeah, which is really, really cool. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there because I'm not getting much more than that. So I feel like that one is just, this card is really just confirming about going deeper, looking deeper within, with, you know, because this year, this next year is going to be a big year, and I feel like it's a tidy up year as well. Last year was a tidy up year. But in a different way, and it's, you know, this year is a tidy up year. It's like pulled stuff out of us, and it's like, but you know, bringing stuff out of us, but it's also tidying up some things from within, okay, as well. And it's just not, and it's to do with ourselves personally, but also globally as well. So it's, yeah, interesting. Okay, so I feel like there's one more to come. So we'll just shuffle, shuffle, shuffle to see what comes through. So what have we got there? Voyager Tarot cards. one. Okay, I'm not going to take that one. I don't feel like that one, because it did want to go back in. So, yeah, okay, there we go. Seven of Worlds. So this one here, there's a breakthrough, okay? For me, the Seven of Worlds, this is, oh man, I can't remember. I think it's the Wands. No, it's not the Wands. Seven of Worlds, because I have different ones in here. Sorry, I'll have to go back in here because I've completely gone a blank. So the worlds in this deck is not, is the same as, let me see. Oh, hang on a minute. Whoops. Okay. I just have to have a wee squeeze through here because it's not really showing up. I think it is the air signs, because that makes sense. I know I probably, oh gosh, yeah, it's the air signs, which is really interesting because the air has been there for you right across. Interesting. So, yep, air sign is, of course, it's like interesting because there's some sort of breakthrough. And I'm just having a wee listen. So, yep, there's some sort of breakthrough that's coming through for you. It's interesting that I looked in the book and so it's like, and I couldn't pick it up, or I didn't pick it up what it was about, because I normally do. But there's, yeah, the Seven of Worlds. I kind of feel like it's not so much because the symbol that it's connected to, but for some reason, like when I it's because I feel like there's the horse is jumping, and it's you know, not jumping as in flying, but it's taking like this leap of into something new or something different, because it's like now something has come together basically. So it's now I can like jump into that or move that way, move in that direction. And it's interesting because I'm looking at the planets and how they are all around, and it's just like, okay, and it's like something coming together. Like it's like not so much backing up, but they're there. And it's like closer, and it's like I feel like I can see more information coming through. So yeah, so that's what the Seven of Worlds means in this deck, is there is a breakthrough. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there right now. So thank you so much for your patience, and you know, with me not putting up the readings for last week, and had a break and then had a space, and that's kind of like, so there is going to be some adjustments made, and some with the way that I'm doing the readings. So you know, I'm not sure how long the weeklies are going to go for, but I'll just roll with it. So I invite you to roll with it with me as you know, as my work changes, develops, and that sort of thing, and you develop yourselves. It's like there's a lot of beautiful, amazing, interesting things going on for everybody. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave that there with you, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, and prosperity and abundance. And that comes from my amazing spiritual team, and the intergalactic energies that work alongside me as well, and also the amazing energy of Taurus. Okay, bye for now, and we shall see you next Monday.